Okay, great. I want to thank everyone for being on the webinar today. Tony, I tried passing the presenter to you. For some reason, it's fighting on the GoToMeeting webinar panel, so I apologize for starting a few minutes late. So I'm just going to drive it from my side on my end, Tony, and I'm just going to go ahead and unmute you that you've got, and you can walk through on your end. And we're really excited today to be able to go through some really great functionality and the individual piece on our specific mobile project. I know a lot of people have been through in the last few days our replicated website located at Total Mobile Media. So if you go to Total Mobile Media today and you go to this replicated website, this is a replicated website that's really been enhancing day by day, and this is going over a lot of the individual features that is surrounding the excitement around our new mobile product that is really going to be helping a lot of small to medium-sized businesses to be able to take their overall business, go mobile, allow them to be able to help them retain their existing customers, communicate better, help them to be able to get new customers, and really be able to help their business in a struggling economy all over the entire world. Well, in our overall features, when you go to our features list here, and you start looking through all these individual features here that you've got, and you start looking at all of these that a customer can choose from. We talked about last week a little bit, all these different options that an individual customer can choose from here, and an overall merchant. It's really important to look at, as an overall salesperson, when I'm going in as an overall salesperson, and I'm going in and I'm looking at each individual merchant or business. And again, when I'm looking at the nomenclature, I'm referring again to an overall business. When I'm talking about them as an overall merchant, some people have to, when you're talking about brick and mortar sales, some people are not used to calling business owners merchants. So you have to really look at the nomenclature. When I'm referring to a merchant, I'm referring to a business owner. And when we're talking to a business owner, you have to make sure that you're tailoring your individual sales pitch, and you're tailoring the presentation and the sales material and their overall solution around their business. To give you a good example, when Tony was talking last week about options like for a menu here, if you're going to an attorney is not going to have much use for a menu, but a restaurant will. Push notifications that you have, which is a communication device, restaurants and attorneys will be able to use push notifications. So there's definitely commonality between features that will be able to be utilized for all platforms. Then there's certain things that you're only going to want to use for certain types of businesses that you're going to want to go into. So today, what we want to basically do is we have till about 10 till the top of the hour. We're actually going to be logging off of this call and getting ready for our social media call. And what I wanted to do is Tony's actually live with us here, and I wanted basically Tony to come on. And those of you who have not met Tony, I want Tony to come on, introduce himself again for those of you that are new that have not met Tony. And what we want to do is I'm going to basically be driving for him today the actual panel that's given to the customer, which the panel that's given to the customer when we actually sell one of these mobile applications, the really great thing is we give unlimited push notifications, which is a way for them to be able to send out unlimited notifications to everyone that downloads the application. And they have to have a mechanism as the merchant or as that business owner to do that. You also have to be able to look at the analytics and to be able to look and see how many downloads am I getting, what type of phones is it coming from. And as a business, you want to be able to be very interested in as to how my application, how is my business app doing. So this is also going to be able to give a good metrics as to how that's doing, but that business has to have a login to be able to go in and to be able to manage all of this. In addition, a business might want to go in and change their menus. If I'm a restaurant, I might want to go in and change my menus to be able to go and change my menus. Now, we're going to have options from Total Mobile Media where we're going to have managed services where we're also going to be doing this for this business. So if a business doesn't want to go in and log in and do push notifications, they don't want to change their menu, they don't want to go in and look at their analytics, and they want us to basically do that for them, We'll actually be providing this service for them for an additional charge. But for those companies that do want to basically do that themselves, that's what this presentation is for here today. So we're actually going to be going through here your website for the individual merchant called mytotalmobilemedia.com. And this is where an individual merchant is going to get their own unique login and password to their individual solution. We're going to go ahead and log in. So while I'm logging in here, Tony, to a unique customer here, why don't you just go ahead, introduce yourself, Tony, talk a little bit about mobile for a second, and I'll log in here and get ready for you.
Well, thank you, Ted, for the introduction. Am I coming across nice and loud for you?
Yeah, perfect.
Can you hear me, Ted?
Yeah, you're coming through just great.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure. Hey, everybody, welcome to our webinar. We're excited about talking again, another opportunity with the mobile marketplace for your customers, your merchants. Many of the people that you have already a great relationship with, they're just dying to know what they can do to keep up with their competition, or as I like to say, surpass their competition. And I've got this vision, and I've had this vision now for a long time about getting into this arena, and the more I talk about it, and the more that I look at the stats, and the more that I see people interacting on their phones and their tablets, the more I realize that this is absolutely going north. So what we did is we put together a platform for you. Ted brought us on as your vendor. We're going to be the ones building all of your apps, and we're going to teach you right here today the opportunities that your business owner, your merchant, your customer, whatever you want to call them, whoever bought the app from you, some of them are actually going to be businesses are going to make a lot of changes, and others are going to be businesses that are hardly going to make any changes, or at least maybe once in a while. We wanted to show you here in this background that we have on the screen an opportunity for your business owner to log in 24/7 and make any changes on those top 4 things, which is the functionality, the content, the appearance, and then they can do a preview anytime they want to preview with the work that they've just done. Now above that, you have, they're not going to go to the dashboard, but they are going to go to the messages, which is your push notifications, where they can send as many push notifications as they want through the app of everybody around the world that has downloaded their app. They can send them a special VIP push notification or message right now, and they have 225 characters to work with, whereas the standard text is 160. When they hit the button for push, it'll show up on the people's smartphone or tablet within a matter of seconds, just like a text. And it'll say you've got a special message coming in from the merchant, and there's a very high probability, 90-something%, the stats are saying, that the end user, the patron of that business, is going to not only look at it, but they're going to open it up. High 90%, okay, within the first hour. Think about the last time you didn't look at a text message. You did not. You might be thinking, Tony, you're crazy. I look at them as soon as I get them. The stats are crazy. Unlike a flyer in the mail, unlike a billboard, unlike a mail piece, unlike an even email that takes sometimes hours, and then sometimes people don't even read it for days. So that's why the push is so good. So right next to that, you have the analytics, and the analytics is where the business owner can track. Go ahead and click on that, Ted. They can track how many downloads so far have come in that week or that month for the the people that are interacting with the app. Okay, so you can see on this particular one, you have iPad and Android downloads are 0 because this is not a live app yet. This is a demo that we're looking at right now. But in yellow, you have the mobile website, which is one of the products that they're also going to get from us. Basically, their app will become mobile friendly, so people that have a BlackBerry or a cellular one or any kind of a off-brand cell phone that does have internet access, their app will show up very, very clean on their smartphone or their device with push buttons, and it'll look just like the app, so it's all mobile friendly. So if you can see here, last week we had, I believe it says, what does it say, 8 or 5? I can't read it. And then the next one, last month was 30, I guess it is an 8, and then last month was 38. So what that's telling us is that somebody's looking at those pages. It could be me, it could be Ted, or it could be someone else in our team that's kind of playing around with it. The point is, the merchant's going to be able to track all this. So this is a very powerful selling feature. It's called analytics. And your business owner, your merchant, can track and they can know exactly what's going on with their app, how many downloads, unlike a billboard ad or unlike a direct mail piece where they shotgun sometimes 10,000 pieces and they don't have a clue, and it might even take days or weeks. You'll know really, really quick. So if you can get out of this, Ted, we're going to go back into the push notification, which is the message, which is right above it, next to it. I'll just let them log back in. So I think next time you just hit the escape, it'll stay in the program. So a little bit about what I've been doing is I've been setting up businesses all across the country with a mobile app, educating them, and we've been having a lot of fun. We've been transforming their business in a way, helping them stay in business, helping them retain the current customers they have with using mobile technology, and of course helping them attract new customers because of the viralness of a mobile app. So if you look at the messages, so what we did here is we clicked on messages, and if you notice, I don't have any way to type in this, but in this box here on the left, you have 225 characters. So Ted, if you just want to type in, you know, something simple like hello and welcome to our mobile app. Something simple. Okay, now if you notice at the top, there's a button there underneath the word messages where you can send it in the future. There's a calendar, or you can on the left it just says send right now. So if a business wanted to send it in the future, let's say 4 days from now or tomorrow morning or tonight at midnight or something, they can set the calendar on the right. Otherwise, they could just hit send now. So why don't you go ahead and hit send now. If you notice, there's 192 characters still remaining, which means we've got a lot of opportunity to, you know, put a lot of information there. It says, are you sure you want to send it? Yes. And it's going to say, hey, by the way, it's unable to be sent because your app isn't live yet. That's what it's saying at the top, and we know that. So we're just playing around to give you an idea, and at the bottom it's got today's date, and it's got the time, and it's saying, hey, this is what the message was. So what will happen is the merchant can track their messages, and they can educate their consumer on, hey, listen, this is what my messages look like. This is what my coupons look like. This is what my discount packages look like. This is what I can do. So download my app, and you're going to be able to get all these on a regular basis. So the merchant can actually educate, and the workers there can educate the people that are coming in the store. So let's go ahead and get out of this without hitting, just hit the top right on this. There you go. Okay. Now, the merchant also has a help desk. If you look at the top right, it says help desk. Okay. When they log in and they want to go ahead and 24 hours a day, just play with this. And if they have a question and you're not available or they're just trying to figure it out, they can hit the help desk, and there's over 40 different categories that are going to pop up. And a lot of them have subcategories on how things work and how to make changes for appearance, content, colors, graphics, whatever they want to do. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and then there's subcategories, okay, on how to do stuff. So let's just say that they wanted to do, let's go ahead and scroll down, and then you'll get an idea. And we'll come back up to one of them. Amazing stuff, absolutely amazing. So let's go up to one. Let's go to RSS feed, the one there on the left. Okay, how does it work, and what is it, and why? So let's just say they're a business, or they're a church, or they're a musician, or they're a sports company, and they're trying to teach somebody something, or the guy teaches piano lessons, and they got a 10-second or a 2-minute YouTube video, whatever it is, short version, long version, or they've got 5 or 6 videos, or they got their own YouTube channel, and they want to put all that on their app. How would they do it? It tells you right here. It tells you how to grab the feed. Okay, so if you can scroll down a little bit, Ted. It tells you how to grab the feed and how to load it into the app in case you want to do that. Okay, so it's pretty exciting, and the person can just learn on the fly how to do it. Now, which everybody is probably thinking, like I was thinking, what if you get a merchant, a business owner, and they have no idea how to do this? I mean, absolutely no idea. Or they don't want to do it, and they've got somebody in-house that's going to do it. Well, that somebody in-house is going to go ahead and learn this from you, the sales rep, give them guidance where to do and how to do it, and they're going to pick it up. It's not that tough. Once they practice at it, it's not that tough. So you can see here, it shows them different tips, how to do it, and how to add their RSS feed from their YouTube channel or whatever they have. They might even have a blog, okay? So let's go ahead and click out of this one for us. So this gives you an example of what the help desk is. All right, so what you have here is you have an app that we started, and you're going to see this a lot, okay? So if you did, let's say you have 5 apps that you sold, and they're all different kinds of industries. You got 5 of them, and you educated all 5 of your business owners, okay, how to go in and make changes on the functionality, which is number 1 on the top left, the content, the appearance, and then how to preview it. What they're going to be able to do is go into each section. So if we can open up the screen a little bit, Ted, I don't know if you can make it any bigger, wide view, or just grab the bottom and just move it down just a little. Yeah, there you go. Well, no, I want to get more in. Yeah, let's go back to 100. But just scroll down on the page or move it down just a little bit so they can see the app. Okay. So this is an AutoWorks. So let's go ahead and hit loading, which is on the left there. You're going to hit this a lot because you want to see what it looks like currently, because this, what it looks like here is what it's going to look like on your smartphone or your device. And you're always checking to see, your changes are good and so forth. The one on the right is what it looks like if they just have a smartphone, if they want to log on to the World Wide Web from, any kind of a smartphone. So let's hit OK. All right. So here we have tabs at the bottom. We have the Call Us feature, the directions, and the Tell a Friend. So let's click on the Tell a Friend because other than the push notifications and the analytics, I believe this is one of the most powerful features of a mobile app, and this sets us apart from a lot of advertising out there. Because if you think of the viralness of what a smartphone does, think about Facebook for a minute. Facebook kind of got it started in the early 2000s, and then here comes Steve Jobs, and rest his soul, he came up with mobile phone, and then here comes Zuckerberg with Facebook, and here comes Twitter. I mean, it just boom, 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 boom. But it really got started with emailing, video emailing, and then here comes MySpace. So how did MySpace explode? It's called viralness, viral. And people telling people, and people forwarding messages, and telling about it. And back then, text messaging wasn't nearly as powerful as it is now. But you're looking in front of you that if I am downloading this app from this AutoWorks place, now this is an AutoWorks, they do body shop, they do repairs, and they do regular maintenance every month maintenance. In other words, if you want to get your oil changed, if you want to get brakes done, alignment, they're not just there when you have an accident, they're there for all the time. So this company could viral this out by having me download their app and then encouraging me to viral their app to everybody or as many people as I want to in my phone book. Think about how many times you've received something via text and you wanted to forward it out to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people, whether it's a joke, whether it was a prayer message, or whether it was a family, family something, and you want to send it out, or something very positive, you wanted to send it out, okay? Or if you're in the sports, or if you are a hockey coach or a soccer coach or baseball tournament or whatever, and somebody said something about a schedule and you want to send it out to 37 people right now, you can do it. That's the same thing here. So if you click on SMS, you can't do an SMS on a web-based program that we're on right now, but if you're on your smartphone right now, you can hit SMS and you can see what it would look like, and you can demo what the link would be to forwarding the link so everybody else can see it on their smartphone. You can just select people in your phone directory. But if you could, Ted, click on email, and this will give you an example of what it would look like in an email. And what that is that's just a generic saying to somebody, if they wanted to email it to one person, 5 people, what it would look like. Go to the App Store and download it, okay? So let's go ahead and hit cancel, please. Top left. And go ahead and delete the draft. And let's go back to what it would do. Hit the tell a friend. And let's go back to what it would be for Facebook. Let's go ahead and hit that. Because if someone wants to send this link through their Facebook, they'd have to log on to Facebook, and then they would be able to send the link to everybody and just say, hey, download this app. Pretty cool. Okay, so go ahead and hit the blue X there. There you go. So you guys get the idea. I think this is an enormous feature, and I think it should be on the home page like it is right now. And I also think that the business owner, the customer of yours, should send a push notification message to tell all of their people that downloaded their app, please viral our app, go into the Tell a Friend feature, and send it to everybody in your phone directly via SMS. I think everybody should be doing that, okay? And write that down, and that is a tremendous selling feature, because if I download the app and I forward it out to, 22 people, and half of those people forward it out to 10 more, and half of those send it out to 10 more, before you know it, you got, what is that? That's 200-300 people that now have the app from me because of what I just said. Okay, so here you have different features. So if you wanted to make changes, so if you can scroll up, Ted, to the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. So if somebody wanted to add content or they wanted to change functionality, let's go to number 1. Go to functionality, please. If they wanted to go ahead and make any changes on the tabs, this is where they do it. On the right-hand side, they can either edit it, so they can change something about it. They can maybe change the icon on the left, or they can totally delete it, or they can just make it inactive because they don't think they're going to be using that tab for the next 3-4 months because of the seasonality of their business. Okay, and vice versa. They might activate a tab that they didn't have. That was, for example, if they're something that's seasonal, okay? It could be like, here it is, you got Valentine's Day, you got Easter coming up, you got Mother's Day coming up. The flower industry is activating a whole bunch of things in the flowers, the florist arena, and the gifts. So maybe they're going to activate something in the last 2-3 weeks that they didn't have prior, for example. Or maybe it's a limo company, and the limo company is activating a tab that they didn't have before, during these holiday seasons when it comes to, this kind of stuff. Okay? Also, on functionality, they can go ahead and create a brand new tab. If you look at the top right, it's got the green button that says Add a New Tab. So go ahead and hit on that to Add New Tab. And let's just say they want to choose from the top middle there, the drop down. They want to add something that they haven't had before. So they can add the tab, and on the left-hand side, they can title it. And then they make it active on the top right. So they go ahead and add it, give it a title name, and then they pick an icon at the bottom, and then they save the work. So they can add tabs to their existing mobile app that we created for them. Okay? So that would be something that they can do. So let's go ahead and exit out of this.
Now, one note, Tony, that I'd like to add is I want everyone to pay attention that a lot of the options that you're seeing here on this screen here that you've got, a lot of these tab options that you've got here are a direct correlation of what you're seeing on your replicated website. So when you go to Total Mobile Media and you go to this features page here, this is what I wanted to accomplish during this webinar today, is that all the features that are here on this overall page that you as an overall salesperson or a business can basically choose for their app, or when you go to this page here and you actually go to this page and go to where it says see how it works live, and you're actually typing in these codes of all these businesses, like when I type in Calcareous and I'm actually playing around with a live app here on the screen similar to what we're doing, and you're seeing all these different types of businesses on how they pick and choose between all of these different options and how they're basically using our platform to basically have it function for their business. I want you to basically take this correlation between these features and what you're seeing in these drop downs to where it's really, really easy for this customer, once the app gets even built for them, to basically make choices and make options. Because it's our job to basically build the app for them. And for those of you that have been, social media builders with us for Total Social Media, the difference in this application is that we build all of the apps for the customers. So we give a finished product to each one of the businesses that's completely finished. So we don't give this builder product to any one of the businesses and say, go ahead and build your own app from scratch. We actually take the entire application, build it for the business, but once the business gets finished getting up and gets going and gets built, now the customer sometimes might want to make a little teeny tweak. They might want to make a little teeny change. They want to go in and view like Tony had showed you with their analytics, or they might want to send out that notification. That's the panel that we're showing you now. And so on this page here where we're showing you where you can add a GPS coupon tab that maybe wasn't there available before, where maybe they changed their mind once they got their app up and somebody came in and said as a customer, wow, I wish you guys had this in your app. And all of a sudden the owner thought, well, I do have that option, but I never thought of that before. They can now come in here very easily, choose that now as an option with this panel here, and add it without a whole bunch of extra charges and a bunch of extra things. They can come in here and simply just add it to their application. Go ahead,
Very
Tony.
good. Exactly. Very good, Ted, and well spoken, and that's exactly true, because things will change, ideas will come up, customers will make suggestions, things will change in the marketplace. It's that simple. So we're going to go into, let's get out of this, please. We're going to go into, because that was functionality. Let's go to number 2, content. Okay. Now, keep in mind, like Ted said, we're building the app for them. Here, let's go ahead and scroll up, Ted, if you could. And all the way to the top. Is it all the way to the top?
Yeah.
It says return to old site. Let's go to the old one. See the top right there? There's 2 different versions of this, and I just want to teach you the simple one. They're both simple, but I want to teach you the one that we've been using in the back. So we're in section 2 right now. This is called content. And if you can scroll up again so people can see the top.
Sorry.
Yeah, the other way. There we go. So we're in content, which means it's saying 40%. It's just telling you that you're 40% towards finishing the app. That's just a reminder for you and them that, this is 40% of the process. But this is a built app, let's just say. Now, this one actually isn't totally complete, but let's pretend that this is a built app and your customer wants to go in and modify something. And this is what we're trying to explain to you. This is the power of this platform. They can log in 24/7. They can do it. Their spouse can do it. Their coworker, someone in their company, someone that they designate that's their IT person or whatever, can go in and do it anytime they want to, and then save their work. They always want to save their work at the bottom. So let's just say they wanted to change something right now. What would they do, and how would they do it? With those black buttons, well, first of all, the ones in blue is telling you what's ones on your screen. But those black buttons they can change anything that they want to change. Okay? So let's go into something that we can change real quick. Let's go to Loyalty tab, which is the bottom right. Actually, the bottom middle, Loyalty tab. So we're going to click on that. A Loyalty tab is this is an example that we put in here. It says dinner for 2 or free oil change, your choice. If they have 4 different times where they come into the business and actually check in, and the secret code that the employee is going to type in on their smartphone is "Love my car." Okay, so here's what you think about. People are walking into this business, and they're walking up to the business employee, and they're going to say, "Hi, I'm just checking in. Can you type in the secret code on my smartphone? Because after 4 times, I guess I win something." Yes, you are. So the employee is going to type "Love my car." They're not going to show the people, and this is how that works. So after 4 times, they're going to win that. So on the top right, it says New Loyalty. So let's click on New Loyalty. So let's just say they want to do something for an upcoming event. So the reward text, and so you've got, let's look at it. You got the reward text, which is what they're going to win. The image, if they want to put an image that's in their current pictures on their computer, how many is it going to take, and what's the code? So let's make up something. Let's call it, Easter special. So we're going to say, Easter special. There you go. So we don't have a picture we're going to add because we don't. So how many is it going to take? So let's say it's 4. Okay. And then what's the secret code? Okay. Let's call it, egg. There you go. There you go. Let's save our changes. Okay. And it's going to come up there right there. Now, over to the far left, now, by the way, if they want to edit something, they go to the far right and they just hit edit and they just start over and save it. Over to the far left is where the picture would show up if they had graphics. You'll see it right there on the far left, okay? Or on the far right, they can edit it and go back in and change it. Now, they can have as many of these loyalties as they want. So what would it look like? So let's go to the top, number 4, and let's click on Preview, and let's preview what we just did. So this is where your business owner is going to want to see what they just created. So on the left-hand side, we're going to click on Loading. And this is what makes this thing fun, because you get to see exactly what you just did, and you know that once you save it, everybody that has your app downloaded, whether it's 72 people or 1,772 people that have your app downloaded, or 17,000 people have your app downloaded, are going to see it right now, right now. So where would it be? It's in the More section, correct? So it's in the Loyalty. So let's scroll up a little bit. Loyalty tab, there it is. And we can adjust it so it's further to the top by just moving it. So let's take a look at what we have so far. We got the dinner for 2, and then we got the Easter. So let's click on the Easter special and see what it looks like. So what it's telling you is that you need 4 of those circles to be colored in, and you need to know the code. So the person who hands it to the employee, the employee is going to go ahead and type in the word egg in this example because that's the code. And after 4 times, this person is going to win something. Okay, and we don't know what the Easter special is. We're gonna have to figure it out, or the business owner is gonna have to figure out what it is. Okay, so let's click on something else. Go to the More section again at the bottom. We got time for maybe one more. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, let's look at the push notification messages and what we did earlier. What did it say? It was just a short 1 sentence. It was really simple, right? Yeah. Now you've got 225 characters, so the objective here is to put something very, very detailed and make it work. So in other words, what I usually say is, thank you for downloading our VIP app. Be aware or be on the lookout for coupons and specials and discounted offers. And oh, by the way, forward this app via the tell a friend feature, as often as you can. And I usually have enough for, 225 characters. Okay, and it works just fantastic. Okay, so let's hit the More again at the bottom, or either way. There you go. And let's go back to something that maybe we can change right now. Let's go to the QR coupons. Let's say they want to make a change on the QR coupon. Let's see what we have so far. The Valentine's special. 0 of 3, and you can see that there's like a little lock. Now, what is that? Okay, a QR code is one of those boxes. If you haven't seen one, the little boxes got a whole bunch of black dots, and you can scan it with your smartphone. So what this can be done is a business owner can offer 0 of 3. That means if somebody scans on their smartphone the QR code, whether it's in the building, on their flyer, on an advertisement, or even on their website, 3 different times they scan the QR code, they're going to get the Valentine's special or whatever it is, and they can redeem it. So they don't actually have to be in the building at the store, because it could be a mobile-based, it could be a web-based company. They just have to scan their QR code. QR stands for quick response. They just have to scan it 3 times to get this. So if we want to go ahead and develop another one, let's go ahead and hit More at the bottom. And what we want to do is we want to go into content. So let's scroll up to, not on this, on the actual page, Ted. So let's go into the app. We're going to change something. Go into content. Thank you. And we're going to go to QR code, which is the bottom left there. There you go. You hit it. So we're going to add something. So you add a new coupon, right? So we're going to call it a name. Let's just call it Easter Special again. Start date. You hit the, yep. So let's start it in, it could be today or it could be in the near future. And then let's let it run through Easter, which is March something. So hit March. Let's have it to the end of March. There you go. All right. QR coupon, or the code, I'm sorry. It's going to be, let's go. The check-in target amount is, let's make it 5. And the hours before, so here's what you do. This is where you space it. So people can't say, well, what if they do it 5 and 5 minutes? No. You have to space it. So you're going to do 72 hours in between. So in other words, they have to, let's put 72 hours there, just 72. You can put whatever you want. The point is, can it be used again? Yes. So check the box, yes. Is this coupon active? Yes. So check the box. Coupon description at the bottom, we could just say, free oil change, or yeah, something like that. Free oil change up to $25 value. Yeah, it could be anything. Okay. Oil change, maximum value $25. Okay. Okay. Now, where it says QR code in the top there in the middle, hit the little question mark there. Okay. What this is, and the business owner, they can set this, or they can just leave it blank. But let's just put in there, in the code, if you want to type in there, Ted, just type in Easter. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and save our changes. Okay. And you can see there at the bottom, there's no graphics or nothing. And let's go to preview. So again, you're doing it. So the merchant, the business owner, you're going to show them how to save their changes and just go back, make sure it's okay. And again, they can play with this. Think about companies like limousine services, where they're, every month there's a new thing going on, whether it's prom, weddings, Valentine's, Mother's Day, winery clubs, football games, sporting events. I mean, there's so many different things that can happen. So there you are right there. Easter Special. Let's go ahead and click on it. There you go. Okay? So it's simple as that. They can change them, delete them, modify them, whatever they want. Okay? So let's go back up to the 1, 2, 3, 4 again across the top. And let's go to appearance. Let's take the last few minutes and just talk about appearance number 3. So let's just say they want to change their background colors or whatever. Okay, right now, with this app, let's see, their color scheme. I didn't even remember the color scheme. So let's go to, it shows right here that it's all black, but I don't think it's all black. So let's go to, it's in class.
Or we can just leave it. We can basically just show them the different color schemes of what you can.
Yeah, go ahead and pick a couple of them so they can see what it would look like on the right. There's the blue, so you get the two-tone blue. There's brown. So you want to have this, and you want to show the business owner, hey, look, you can match these color schemes based on your current scheme of your website. Now, if they want to make any changes that are modified even, they can even change the color all themselves by clicking on the color thing on the bottom. You got to scroll down a little bit, right? Well, it says Save Color Settings, but give them the option of even modify. There it is right there. They can even modify again.
So here you can have your custom RGB color that you got, or your CYMK, so your custom CYMK numbers. So you can match the colors exactly to the company color numbers that they have, exactly to.
You always want to, right? You always want to save your color settings, and then scroll up a little bit, and then you're going to see there in the middle there it says button. There you go. So the very front homepage button, if they want to make that color a certain color, then they hit the button and then they save it. Okay? And then the more section, this is in your drop down there, you can have in the top middle, you've got your device, select the device. Right there. So in this case, it's going to be mobile. Okay? And so if they want to upload a background image, and then they would choose from their file. So if they want to always have a background image or something like that, they can do that here, or the business owner can do that. Okay? And there's even a premium design, which I don't want to convolute it today, but if you see at the top it says switch to premium design. Premium design means that they can really, really modify their app altogether different on the buttons, the color scheme of the buttons. They can even use their logo as the tabs at the bottom. Like right now at the bottom of this one it says home, menu, drinks, and special, for example. They can modify this to have those tabs to be their logo and with a background. So they can customize that too. So there are many different options. In the interest of time for today, we just want to show you that your customer who's spending money for your product has the ability to log on 24/7, make any and all changes they want, save them. It's real time, it's exciting, and it's a tremendous value to what we do here with Total Mobile Media. And Ted, and any closing comments about what we talked about and what your salespeople want to be focused on?
Yeah, I mean, really, again, I think we accomplished today, and we're going to follow up again tomorrow that we've got from our side. We are going to answer a few questions here, too, that also came through for just a few minutes here, answer a few questions that have came through. But again, we're going to come back and making sure through all of our sales representatives to make sure that they understand really the intention of the portals. We want to make it very, very, very simple. But again, for a lot of individual businesses, all they're going to basically do, since this app is already going to be built for them, they're not going to basically do anything besides come in here, send out their messages, look at the analytics, and that's pretty much going to be it. Other businesses that might want to basically do a little bit more might going to come in. They might add a little bit to their menu, might do a little teeny bit more in the application that they've got. But the majority of customers, they might want to come in here and just send out some messages and look at their analytics. Might not do a lot of tweaking that they've got from their side. But again, as all of us know, as salespeople for this, some businesses end up being more techy, and some of them are not. But we have the platform to basically be as customizable as a business wants and as involved as they want, or as an uninvolved, as in we'll basically do everything for the overall business. But where I think this really separates from where we started from the social media solution a long time ago is we're starting off with this product by saying that we're not allowing any of the businesses even to build the starting solution. We're allowing our people to go in and help demo the product and to be able to set up a quick demo and to be able to help do some things. But as far as actually building the app, when you actually go into and you look at some of these products, like type in, when you get a chance, go to our replicated website here for Total Mobile Media, look at these easy directions on how to pull up some of these websites. Go look at this Calcareous website here. Look and see how polished this is. Look and see how professional this website is. And you're easily going to be able to see the quality of the applications that we're going to be basically putting out for these overall businesses. And I think you're going to be just really excited. So now when I go back through some of the questions, one of the questions that basically came up was on the push notifications. Can someone schedule out multiple push notifications at the same time, or can you only schedule one push notification at a time?
It would be one at a time that I know of. So if they have a message and they hit it, that would be for that month. I'm sorry, for that particular. They would have to recreate it and start a new one. So they can cut and paste, pop it in there, make sure that it's accepted. Because when you cut and paste, you got to make sure all the characters are accepted. The way you do it, you put your cursor on the very last sentence, the very last character. Type before, delete something and pop it back on, and it'll save. And then so in other words, if you want to do the same message Monday and you want to do it again Friday, you just go in and do it 2 separate times by cut and paste it and make sure that it's saved. It can be done. Another
question is this this training session recorded? Yeah, Liz, this is recorded, and we'll make sure it's posted here later this evening, and you're going to be able to get a link for it. Another question that basically came through on the individual cost. The cost retail for this product on the maximum charge that a reseller and broker can charge for this is $24.97. But the very unique thing about our business model is that if I'm sitting with an overall merchant and that merchant is struggling, and me as the broker or reseller, I want to basically negotiate special terms, or I basically want to negotiate special pricing, which will inevitably reduce my commission, which we're going to be paying out a total of 50% commissions in our retail model. If I reduce as a salesperson, if I reduce the cost, it's going to reduce my commissions, but we're going to allow through your back office, we're going to allow options for the salesperson to basically reduce the cost and offer terms. Now it's going to be really, really unique. We're not going to offer it through the front end website. And through the front end website, we're only going to allow merchants to come on and basically pay full bore and to basically pay full price and to basically purchase at full price. But if you're basically talking with an overall merchant and you're realizing that their situation that they maybe cannot pay the full price and they do need special terms or they do need special pricing, you're going to have SKUs in your back office where you're going to be able to negotiate and contract with them through our merchant services, which again is going to give you the ability to negotiate better pricing terms and better contracts, which is going to be driving down your commissions. But in some cases, you just can't help it. That you've got, but in some cases you need a fallback position. So it's going to further enhance things in your backpack or your ability to be able to sell. It's like our combo pack. If somebody buys the social media product and buys the mobile product, which are both going to be pre-built solutions, you have a combo pack that's going to be a reduced price and not a full bore for both of those. So it's going to be really cool. Another question that came up is on the push notification that they have on the push notifications. When someone downloads the app, is there any notification that goes directly to the end user when they download the app, like a default push notification that you're aware of, Tony?
Some of the platforms, I've seen it happen both ways, where Apple or Android, they're telling you that you have to activate, the push notifications on your smartphone. I've seen that happen where even though the person's pretty savvy, they just got a new smartphone and they didn't realize their push notifications were not set in their settings. So that would be, that could happen. And but I've seen push notifications that'll come up, and I've seen them come up where, says you've got an incoming push, would you accept it? So I've seen them both. Depends on the platform. And most of the time they just come up, because don't forget, you've already opted in. You already got the app downloaded. It's kind of like you have their DNA on your phone. Their entire website is on your phone. So you've opted in. All those patrons have opted in. They want the information. They want the coupons. They want the special. So it's not like it's spamming or nothing. So that's another reason why business owners want to have apps, because this is not a spamming. This is an opt-in. This is powerful. So to answer your question, most of the time, there's not a lot that they go through, but the settings might be, they have to make sure of that.
Yeah, Don, to answer your question for as far as the individual companies, for direct marketing companies or any company that's out there, whether I'm a florist or any type of a company, this has a real ability to be huge, because you can actually put videos on the front of this and turn the telephony device or turn the phone actually into a replication device. I mean, how many times have you heard about in a company, or let's say a direct marketing company, when they're trying to articulate what the business model is or what the company's trying to do, and they have a hard time trying to basically pitch it out? Or in this case, what they could do is they could basically just push one button on the phone for the app. It could basically play the video or play whatever they want. So I think in that particular arena, it has a real ability to be really successful in that particular arena to any company in their area. So it has a real ability to be pushed in that area. Caroline, it's actually funny on your question here when you asked about the demo account that you've got. That's actually what we're covering tomorrow, and we're talking about on tomorrow morning's call the ability on the salespeople on when they get their individual account, on how we're turning each individual account and how our salespeople would use this account in what situation and what access does a salesperson get to this account and how you're going to use it. So we're actually covering that tomorrow morning. The short answer is yes. And tomorrow morning we're going to talk about how you can use it, how you get access, and what that's done. So tomorrow morning we're going to be covering that. But it's great you're actually thinking and you're way ahead of me on that. So it's great thinking. Can you schedule more? Just looking through here. Questions. Just looking through the rest of the questions here to see if we have any more questions before we get off. Okay. Liz, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and send you another email, Liz, on some additional information. I'm not seeing any more additional information. I'm having to get off this webinar because I've got Chad who's wanting to get on this interface to give the total social media portion of our presentation. It's actually on another webinar room. Everyone should have the link to our social media portion. Again, it is in another room. It's not in this room. It's in another room. But it is covering our new product. And for those of you that are not aware, we actually launched in the last 24 hours. We just launched our new feature that allows customizing sweepstakes. And for those of you that do not know how big that is, it basically just took the value to an overall business and took the value of what people pay per month, and people would pay for customizing sweepstakes to unlimited customers. It more than would pay for just that feature alone what customers pay today. And that's just on top of everything else. So please,
wow, that's powerful.
So if you just would have some time to tune into the call today, I know we're going to give some specialized training just on this one feature, but if you have some time, Chad's going to hop on the other webinar room and get on to the next call. Chad is going to be recording the next hour call if you can't get on it, but I'm going to hop off now so Chad can get on, and I want to thank everyone for their time, and we'll see you on tomorrow morning's webinar if you can hop on, and if you can't, we're also going to be recording that webinar too. Thanks, everyone. We'll be talking to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you for being on the webinar. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tony.
Welcome.